Hey everybody, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to be talking about parameters that are positional and keyword parameters. So, positional parameters and keyword parameters are the topic of the day. Let's start with positional parameters. Let's have a look here. We have a function called compute, and it takes in three parameters, x, y, and z, adds x to the product of y and z. So, y multiplied by z plus x. Okay, so fairly simple function, and the return is an integer value. Okay, so let's use this function, compute, and then pass in, let's say, an integer value of 1, and then pass in another integer value of 2, another integer value of 3. The 1 corresponds to x, and the 2 corresponds to y, and the 3 corresponds to z. And if you run this program, it's going to show you 7. So everything works as expected. But this action of matching 1 to x and 2 to y and 3 to z, this is called positional parameters. These are called position parameters. Now, let's say we wanted to do it a different way, which is the keyword parameters. We would do something like this. Let's copy this exact same part here. And let's say x is equal to 1, and y is equal to 2, and z is equal to 3. In this case, things still work, so you don't see the x here indicating an error or anything. But now it's no longer positional parameters. It's called keyword parameters, and they're going to work in the same way, right? But it doesn't matter in the keyword parameter in which order do you put it. So for example, you can just as simply do this, right? And maybe let's put the z in the back, right? And as you'll see here, the result is still 7. So it doesn't matter in the keyword parameter, the position of it, but in the positional parameters where we don't put the keyword next to it, it does matter. Okay, now that we know the difference between this and that, let me tell you something. You can mix them together. So let's copy this and let's use it, okay? The first one is the x, right? So it's a positional parameter. We can do this. So one, since it doesn't have a keyword, it's going to get automatically matched to the first thing it means. And the first thing it means is x. And the z, because it's a keyword, is going to match to the z over here. And the y, because it's a keyword, it's going to just simply get matched to the y. And if you run this, it is still going to produce 7. And that's the idea of positional and keyword parameters. All right, now that we've talked about the difference between positional arguments and keyword arguments, let me talk to you about something that is only exclusive for Python 3.8. So let's look at the function definition and not the call, okay? Let's go here and add this, okay? Now, all what this means is anything before that is going to be only a positional argument. So let's have a example. Okay, let's copy this and let's call it at the bottom. Actually, let's just copy this. Okay, and let's go ahead and try to run this. It works perfectly fine, right? But let's do this now instead. You see, as soon as I put x equal, an x sign showed here. It says positional argument follows keyword argument. So the issue here is that I've explicitly specified using this symbol right here, the /, that anything before that should not be a keyword argument. In fact, it should be a positional argument. Let's remove that, and the error disappears. Now let's see what happens when you do the same thing for the parameter that is after that symbol. Everything works perfectly fine. Nothing changes. The answer is still 7. And that's it. This is the difference between positional arguments and keyword arguments, while also knowing that neat little trick that we have for Python 3.8. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.